They don't want to walk into a
Wait till the coming.
Yeah.
I had
Pick
one
up so
from a
much
Frankel coming
Yeah.
into Midwood, the Midwood school.
There's a-
Then they walk in.
Election.
There's
Then
a-
they'll-
This is the only
And
thing they had in
they
his
have
life.
an
There's no wife,
Arnottitis,
no
an empty
kids.
Arnottitis in the
No,
forehead.
I thought
He says, "Am I allowed to?"
and I
Come
let
in
him like
again.
this at all, yeah.
Am I allowed to come in?
Well, what's good?
I said, "Don't worry,
Only
it's
send
not
money
an
powers.
Arnottitis. It's an empty box."
No, I always not here.
I'm not gonna have a meeting.
How do you know we're not gonna have a meeting?
You got me, she got me.
I'm leaving.
Okay.
It's Chadish.
Shkoyach. I'm getting ready for the chasna. There's a big chasna going on. Yeah. So you all ready for the chasna?
No,
I am not catching sleep. I better catch sleep the next 2 nights.
I'm not gonna make it.
I was malin and said, "Spur of the council
Okay. Very good. They had enough challah?
Yeah, they make a nice bread. You gotta get some alcohol.
Marzo, the party planner sent me a menu online.
Yeah.
Look at the menu.
Which party planner? Which party planner?
No, the
Which party?
Suri Brody, who took care of the chassan. No, I don't call that a party planner.
Party planner.
Just the money man. She called herself the party planner. Who cares? In any case, she sends a digital menu, 7 pages. I start looking at the menu, and I call her. Finally, reach her that this Michigan about there's no talking. It's only internet, though it's only text. I said, "Am I supposed to choose between the foods?" He says, "No, you're getting all those foods. 7 pages full of
Sounds good.
food goes in the garbage."
Sounds good. Sounds good. Okay.
So
Yes, you can have a paper.
It's
It's Pekudei. Elamai, it's Vayakov Pekudei. All the Meforshim fragen Aposhte Kasha. And Rashi doesn't ask it. And the Rebbe in his Klal, the Rebbe says that if Rashi doesn't ask a question, either it's Adav Poshut, he thinks he knows the answer.
Oh, yes.
Mention, why don't you join us today? We're having a birthday party. Sit closer by. Okay. Ayid, so either Rashi already answered the question, or Rashi thinks it's not a question, and a Ben Chumash maker can figure it out. Truma, Tetzava, Kisisa, Vayakel, Pekudei.
thank you.
5 parshas. Le'erech 5 times we hear again about the entire Ma'aseh Mishkan. It's incredibly repetitive. The first Rashi and Pekudei,
Also, the big Tikkun also.
Big Nikud is not mentioned so many times as much as the Kalim.
Like the Kalim, yes.
And the Big Nikud is also mentioned several times.
Yeah.
And Rashi says in today's Chitas, in the first Rashi,
The last post.
Rashi says, oh,
Whose birthday is it?
you'll find out in a minute. So Rashi says, I'm not going to explain everything in the parsha because I already explained it b'mkoimai. That's the first Rashi. And Rashi says Shemaz given everything b'mkoimai. So so why is it if you already explained everything b'mkoimai is takeshver? Favos take the Torah tells it over again and again and again and again and again. Well, so the emissaries the Meforshim asked the Shailuk, and Ban has a Mahalach, and Al-Bag has a Mahalach, and the Abarbanel has a Mahalach. So since this year, we kocht a little bit in the Abarbanel, so I pricked it out, the Abarbanel. The Abarbanel, like I said, he had a style. He would start the parsha, you ask anything from 5 to 15 to 25 questions. And then he'd like rationalize the whole, that's Mahalach, to rationalize.
Together?
Huh? Yeah. We were tied together, but he had this whole thing was rationalizing and you have to realize he was in a generation of great thinkers, scholars. And I'm saying, like the Jews were very unfortunately then they were kicked out from Spain like dogs, but then given the best of the mention, the Feinschmeckers, and I'm not trying to bring down the story of the Torah to rationalize it. Okay. The Yaakov Moshe's called as Nesros. Ad Sefer Parsha V'Shlishu B'Zeh Shayvus. Shayla Aleph. Im hoye Shemosh Yikol Es Kol Yisrael Ad Tzavayis Malach Mishkan. Kmo Shama Elad V'Shtim V'Shem Lasas Hoysam. Lam Hiskel V'Mitzvah Shabbos Sheish Shem Tas Malacha. So we know already Rashi's answer, right? Right. If Arbo Mitzvah Zoh is B'Mon B'Sineh B'Seres Adibris. The Eibishter already told him about the Mitzvah Shabbos many times. Val Maisa Mishkan. And because also we Mishkan. The Kam Betchilos. In Pashkas he talks about the Mishkan and then Shabbos. Over here it's the other way around. First Shabbos and then the Mishkan. And then he goes on to more and more Shilas. And then let's skip Shaila Hey. Habekefel v'yito shiur b'zikr malachas hamishkan. Ki hine timtze shezocher ha'Torah hey pamim. Pam b'chlal, pam b'frat malachas hamishkan v'kelev. V'hikshar David Yosef divrei Moshe b'seder zeh shem Yisrael kol chacham lev b'chem yavoi b'yasas kol asher tzivah Hashem hamishkan v'tzolei. V'zocher shem kol advarim shetzivah Hashem la'asas. La'asos ha'makach zocher asir b'frat kol David b'fnei atma v'yimas v'shem ha'kosav v'hem Moshe el kol adas b'Yisrael kol malach. I mean, well, what's verstehen nicht? Geen bij Jaatse kochachem lees. Shetzivas Moshe kein also. Matzich lefarach advorim. Pam achar pam. So many times, and we had many times that Rashi had, and the Rebbe had this cloud Pshuta Shamikra, that Rubik Kikula in Chumash, you never had that Rubik Kikula. You don't have that the Abisha spoke to Moshe, and the Moshe gives it over to Bnei Yisrael. Either you hear the Abisha talking to Moshe, and you assume Moshe is going to give it over to Yisrael. What do you think? He's not going to tell the Yid? Or sometimes you say, Vayomer Moshe al kol ha'am, and he tells them the whole thing, and you don't hear where the Abisha told it to Moshe. Moshe is nicht badoy, it's lo bodem meliboy. Everything the Abisha told Moshe, Moshe told the Yidden. Why is it that sometimes we hear the way the Abisha is talking to Moshe and the way Moshe is talking to Yidden? In Pshuta Shemikra and the Tinkasha. The Zohar HaKodesh is the Sakasha, and Drush is the Sakasha, and Remez is the Sakasha. The Chumash Lemikra is Nishkin Kasha. It's Nishkin Kasha. But here, 5 times. Rashi has a big problem. Why do you have to say 3 times, right? And Rashi says, so a kid knows that it bothers Rashi. In Pshuta Shemikra, if you repeat yourself, it's Akasha. Here is the biggest repetition that you have in the Torah, Chamishe Chumshe Torah. Teruma, Tetzava, Kisisa, Vayakel, Pekudei. It's mamash gefaldik. It's, for a darshan, it's very good. It's a favos, a faltan psaguta drosha, shenoch Shabbos, you can't use it anymore. But if you're in the weeks of Teruma, Tetzava, Kisisa, Vayakel, Pekudei, it's gefährlich. If you didn't say it this week, you'd say it next week. First time I went to meet these people over here in Yeshiva Flatbush. This was Sunday. It was after Shabbos. It was after Shabbos Pinchas. So I said, "Avort." So he said, "No, Rabbi, I know from my Chacham." I said that if someone telling you a thought from the parasha from last week, that means he has nothing to say. That's why you're saying from the parasha from last week. From the parasha from last week. So here you have 5 parashas Shabbat Torah, and it's repetitive later 5 times, and Sahimul's Gishrei, and it's Akasha in Pshuta Shel Mikra. It's Akasha in Pshuta Shel Mikra, and Asher doesn't answer it. So Lamashal the Barbanel, let's try to skip over his first teretz. Well, let's read it quickly. No, skip that. Vayakol Moshe called out Yisrael. It said the Akasha of Moshe Mahar Tzivah Lachol Das Yisrael Shkol Anashim Anashim Shizkap Sekulam. Voyel Moed Shloshim Shishim and Piv Mashitzivah Hashem Meimalam B'Shisnad B'Matz Mishkan M'Parsa V'Ramban Yitochen Shovza V'Yemrid Timahor V'Yemachis Mrid Timahor the day after Yom Kippur Kasher Higel Lahem Aslich V'Machil Kippur Hashem V'Hat Chadosim V'Shalach B'Toichem Shchina V'Sheyaslam Niflos Shalem Nivru B'Chol Aretz B'Chol Agayim V'Hoy Al Zeh Kol Yisrael Tzmeichim V'Tuvalei. When he told the Yidden that the Eibishter would forgive them, they were very, very happy. All the royal sapper am inyan Mishkan. Shkon the stava boy be pameli shoyne she yasher bahar koide mai sagen. Ki kim shen es rats la makadosh baruch hu neslam loch shnis ve kord blisim mom la lachs shen so betayche. Hine khozel la kad musam ula avs kluloisam. Vela ma shamla be shoyne vas la mikdosh khante betayche. So therefore, l'chein acher shavri yemei akas boy yemei rotzen. So now that there's the Yemei Rotzen, Utzach Mois Letzavois Malach Mishkan. He understood that B'Shas Akas, the Eibishter wasn't interested in seeing them build a Mishkan. Al Zeh Omer Eladvarim Shetziv Hashem Lasas Oisem. Digdem Lazer Al Mitzvah Shabbos Loidiyam Ki B'Shesh Shmei Ma'ise Hashavu Yasam Alocha Eladvarim HaMishkan V'Keilav V'Loi B'Yem HaShishi Shu HaKodesh L'Hashem Keim Malach Mishkan Doicha Es HaShabbos. V'Amar Lo Yisrael Reish V'Chol Mashreisechem Yom HaShabbos L'Hagid שלא לבד שור מלאכס אסור בשבס, אלא גם מלאכס אוכל נפש אסור בו. כי לא יבר ביום המקודש שהוא איש בשום מקום לפס הפס לבשת צבוסק. איש צריך כל מייכל, הוא צריך לנזה. אחרי שם בכלל תעסק המלאך, לפי שנאמר, לחג המצס לא תעסק המלאך, ואין אוכל נפש בכלל. נזה הוא צריך לפרש כאן, שאין כן השבס. כי אפילו עשיס אוכל נפש אסור בו. So it's a cute shot. So he's saying, all malach is also. Elamai, one thing is mutter. Malach is ekal nefesh. He said, b'Shabbos lo yisavar eish. When he says eish, he really means to say, don't cook. V'ama b'chol meshvesechem l'haget shenem etzet kloi ba'aretz ki af b'chutz la'aretz b'chol meshvesechem l'chavim. Yam ama zeh mepnei shebamikdash yivar eish b'yom haShabbos al mizbeach. L'chein ha'makam b'chol meshvesechem l'matas ha'mikdash. Shenem b'chlal hazeh. So, now skip now weiter. Warum noch mal oder mit neke die Masse mal los al shora kem also bezahl bi yod. Lo noch bei yad acher. Lo belza am bei yad bezahl as or. Am noch mal shulchan und menor und misbach bei kein bekane bachser also kol ached mo umnin. Ima vod mit shorts kol ached ma malchim lo ba loshen and come sit next to us.
Okay, but I want to learn.
Yeah. You also want to have it.
I see you're going at a very high level today.
Okay, but the cake is you don't have to be in a high level to have the cake.
I don't want cake. I came to learn.
Okay, if you came to learn, I'll give you a copy. Loshen Asiya several Chaldan. What was a Chaldal? Omna. Okay. Omna. We're like 7 lines in the bottom, 4 words in the line. Omna. Loma Yigida Kosa Kolam Alacha says Befrotis as a Kokach Omna. Why does the Torah tell us over the same thing about the Malach of the Mishkan so many times again and again and again and again? Why didn't the Torah just say in general? I saw that the Rebbe Ralbag gave a pshat, but I don't like it. It's one of the, it's considered one of the Chosheve Meforshei HaMikra. There is people that today have the family names Ralbag, and I'm not sure if that's Mishpocha, but okay. Aval Atamba ze etzli hu mipnei shlos amnu malach azo is ba'isei seder magdima ve'irchu shetziv Hashem l'Moshe seder ve'irchu li truma. As Rashi says in the beginning of this parsha, that Moshe Rabbeinu told Betzalel the order, the opposite of what Betzalel made. He told Betzalel the mitzvah of how to make the kelim, and then he told him how to build the Mishkan. Betzalel said, does it make sense? How can you build a table and then build a house? First you have to build a house, and then you build a table. That's Rashi. Where do we see it? That's what Rashi says. That the Eibishter, so Moshe said, Betzel Kelo Yisa. That's why his name is Betzalel. Betzel Kelo Yisa. That you're right. That's the way the Eibishter told it to me. The Eibishter told me to build first the Mishkan, and then the Kelim.
That bothered me. Moshe forgot. The Eibishter forgot.
So all the Meforshim I can deal with it. Sachaganza Planta. Why? What's the pshat? There's
Rabbi Gordon says Betzalel knew even things that Moshe maybe didn't explain. So whatever that means. So that's
guy who stood from the ship. So he forgot. Oh yeah, that's what Hashem told me.
No, so there's an answer for that. One second. Weiter.
That itself is
so clear. Mipnei shelo yachshav adam שכמוישה שונה סדר המלאכה, כך שונה בעצמו, usa ובמספora. And a person shouldn't think, just like there was a difference in the Seder HaMalacha, so maybe they made something different. Moshe told him one thing, and he did it the other way. Moshe said, make first the Aron and the Menorah, and then make the Mishkan. And Batzal did it the other way around. Oh, so maybe when Moshe told him to make a Menorah with 7 branches, he made a Menorah with 10 branches. Because at the end of the day, he sounds like he's an Oiba Chacham. Moshe told him one way, and he did the other way. So utzrich levarer kan kol davar v'davar she'osa kedei lo idia she'osa kol advarim she'tziv Hashem v'lo shinu davar elo begdima ve'ichur b'seder ha'maisa. The Torah has to repeat it again to show you that Betzalel made exactly what he was told to the T. The only thing he changed was the seder of kedima v'ichur that he heard from Moshe to make first the Aron and then the Mishkan. Lamaisa, he did the other way around. He made first the Mishkan and then the Kalim. Moisa Klal. So he doesn't fully answer, but at least for one repetition, it's good. He says a person will think, you see, Betzalel is not doing exactly what he's told. So maybe the Aron was supposed to be 2.5 by 1.5. He made it 7.5 by 8.5. Supposed to have 7 branches, he made 12 branches. Yeah.
Okay, so Tzala got the order from Hashem or Moshe or both? How exactly did it go?
From Moshe.
What about from Hashem? He had didn't Hashem download into his brain what to do? No? Okay.
That's what it says that the Eibishter spoke to Moshe.
He had a wise heart, but how did he know? He was.
Moshe told him.
Uh-huh.
Moshe told him.
Okay.
Moshe told him. The Rebbe says that this doesn't go well. This doesn't go well. Why would you think, just because here that was rational, that made sense, that Betzalel said, why would I build first the menorah and then it's going to rain and it's going to snow on the menorah?
Don't build a killing before you build the house.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
makes sense. But if the Eibishter says the menorah would make with 8 branches, he's going to make it with 12 branches. Hello, why would you think? Why would you think Betzalel, the wise man, would do such a thing?
Or at least discuss it with Moshe.
Yeah, we
Make a meeting and make a commitment.
Yeah. So therefore, in Pshat, it really doesn't go well. So we're left with the question: why is it that the Torah, Teruma, Tetzava, Kisisa, Vayakel, Pekudei, 5 parshas, there's not one mitzvah in the Torah that has such a moira meramdika repetition like Maisa HaMishkan. And Hayatochen, that the Ramban discusses it, and that Albag discusses it, and that Bar Benel discusses it. And why does Rashi not think that one kid is going to pick up his hand and say, Rebbe, this doesn't make sense? This is the Torah repeats itself again and again and again and again and again. Why? So the Rebbe said, the child is not going to ask such a question. Child will not ask such a question. Why? Child already learned. The child learned that Eliezer, the Torah tells us an entire story. What happened to Eliezer? And then Eliezer repeats it to Besul and Lavan. And the Torah tells us how he could have said, the Torah could say, and he told them everything that happened. And say a bunch of psukim. So Reb Acha said, from here we learn, Sichos shall have the office. From here we learn that the conversation of the servants of the office is more precious than the Torah of the children. So the child already knows such a klal, that's something that's very choviv to the Eibishter. The Eibishter is going to repeat it again and again and again and again. So here too, we already read that Barbanel, but you probably heard it. But here too, that it's precious to the Eibishter. It's something very, very precious. Like Rashi says, Mishkan Eidus Li Yisrael Sher Viter LaMakadosh Baruch Hu Omaisa Eidil Sher Hishne Shkenose Beneim. That there was the biggest hastoras upon him is when he made the egel, and then when the Eibishter allowed that there should be Hisha Shkenose, it was the biggest simcha by the Yid. So there was unbelievable chavivus. So a child will understand. That's why we repeat this thing, that this is I reflected Rebbe, but over there the rule was that the ovis are more the avodim of the ovis are more important than teros shalbonim. But here's teros and shalbonim. The Rebbe says the child is not going to ask this question. Because if the Rebbe had explained it properly, the Rebbe would explain that what when you're saying here a few things. Yofas Sichos shall avdei ovis miteros and shalbonim. What's the main thing? The main thing is the Sicha is more important than the Torah. It's just to emphasize the Sicha, even of the servant, is more than the Torah, even of the child. But a servant is not more important to you than a child. Yeah, then the Nekuda of Reb Acha is that the Sicha is more important than the Torah. What's Torah? Torah is Malosh Neiroa, dinim, that you have to know. Sicha, chassidische verbrengen, meret, chassidische dvorim betelim. Verbrengt a bissel, meret. So that's the main thing, that the Sichos, the Sicha, is more important than the Torah. That the Sicha, because by the Eibishter, there's Torah, there's Torah. Torah is very important. Torah, Hiro, Dinim. But still, there's a certain Chavivis, a special Chavivis to Sicha. And therefore, the Rashi didn't have to address the question, because the child already learned, Lagabe, the story of Eliezer, that the Torah repeats itself. And Sichoson is more important than Torah, because it has a Chavivus. So the child already knows. It's the same thing here. The Mishkan.
Here's not Sicha, it's Torah.
There's no new Torah. What's the Naya Torah? It's not out to begin the Sicha, because you're repeating the same thing. So,
more than twice.
Huh?
More than twice the Chiddush.
5 times.
Is because it's the Chavivus. The Goydel Chavivus.
Oh.
It's the unbelievable
The child
Chavivus.
knows them more than twice.
It's Eliezer was twice. This, the Chavivus here is this is Eliezer. This
Here's
is
the house of Hashem.
Mishkan.
Here's the
The
house of
Chavivus is
Hashem.
Moiridik. The Chavivus is Moiridik. The Rebbe says that
Right.
there's a klal. Huh?
The house
Abish's
of
house.
Hashem.
Yeah.
So the Abish's house, I want all the details. I want
What does
this
it?
is mine. This is
Like we're building now a house for Hashem.
all the details have to be very important.
Repeat.
Every detail.
You need to eat Seder Chaviv.
Yeah. That's why I got the cake. I asked Kanati to come because we want to have a meeting. I know it's his Hebrew birthday tonight, so I hope he'll show up.
Contractor?
Yeah. So that's the Nakuda. The Rebbe says that there's a klal that Rashi says only the name of the Balamaimer if you could gain something. And the Rebbe's klal was that the teacher, the Rebbe, is going to find a Talmud Memulach, or smart Talmud, and he'll try to develop the Chushim of Talmud, and he'll challenge the Talmud and explain to the Talmud based on the name of the Balamaimer, some Chidush Dover, why this is connected to this Balamaimer. Reb Acha says in the Gemara Yuma, the Gemara says, "V'da barta bom yesh lachur l'shus l'daber, v'lo b'dvarim acherim." Reb Acha omer v'dibarta bom aseh oisem keva v'al tasem aray. So, like, why is he different than before? L'chayr we said that you have reshus to talk divrei Torah, nothing else. And what is Reb Acha saying? Talk Torah keva and don't talk Torah aray. But what are you saying different than before? So the Rebbe is saying that what he's saying is, this is Lishitosik. That
Repeating it.
that sometimes there's things that are very chavivus, and therefore he's not learning a nayish tikkel Torah. The same Torah that he learned, he's trying to internalize it. He's like the metnochamol. So that's the chiddush of Reb Acha. So I think it's a beautiful word. And the kesha to this, I want to tell a few beautiful stories that I have here from Lubavitcher magazine. Beautiful stories about chiddush of Fabrengens. First story is a story that in one of the years in Purim, Purim was a big Fabrengen. They used to rent a hall. And the early years, they used to take a lot of lachaim, a lot of mashke.
Himself.
Yeah, himself.
Not Benedictine.
Why not Benedict?
Because they told him it was.
That was later.
problematic.
That was later. The Rebbe said
What did he like to
that
drink?
Reb Chonya Morozov,
Whoever was able.
yeah, that
What did he drink? Vodka only?
You should chazal psukas.
said that Purim, He takes a lot of mashke and he can say whatever he wants. And the people that are listening will not have any tightness because he'll say, don't worry, Konya Morozov was a shikar. So
Or you can give over the
the Rebbe
special
said
Torah.
Rebbe
Never
said
said
this.
this to him?
Yeah, the Rebbe said, in other words, I'm going to take Nalachayim and I'm going to say a few things that are maybe a little sharp, and no one will have any tightness. They'll
No
say I'm
video, no
shikar.
YouTube.
Who said it? The Rebbe on himself.
Rebbe said it, yeah.
He turned off the YouTube.
Yeah. There's
Before
another
you-
few beautiful. There's a word that the Rebbe said in the Fabrengen. This is Tovshan Lamed Tezvav Shvat. A beautiful word. The Rebbe said that there's a Torah from the Baal Shem Tov, that there was a Ben Amelech that was in his father's army, and he was captured by the enemies, and he was in captivity, Rahman al-Islam, for a very long time. One day, the Melech managed to sneak a letter to his son. So he got a letter from his father, and he's so excited that he's reading a letter from his father. So now he wants to dance, and he's going to dance himself. He wants everyone to dance with him. So what is he going to do? He's going to tell everyone, hear ye, I'm the son of the king. And they smuggled a letter in for me, and you got me crazy to say something. And he had a bottle of vodka. So he gave everybody to drink from the vodka, and everyone started to dance. They were dancing because of the vodka. And he was dancing because of the letter he got from his father. The Rebbe said that the
He
Nimshal...
also drank.
No, he didn't drink.
He did
He didn't drink.
Come on.
In the Nimshal, it's a little different. And the Nimshal is that the Nefesh HaBahamis is disturbing the Yid from having Simcha. The Nefesh HaLakis wants Ivdas Hashem B'Simcha. It wants to come close to the Eibishter. But the Nefesh HaBahamis doesn't let. Nefesh HaBahamis steht in the weg. So what should you do? In order to... B'meila, he gives the Nefesh HaBahamis to drink. So the Nefesh HaBahamis gets happy. Nefesh HaBahamis is happy because it gets drunken vodka. But the Be'emes, the Neshama is happy. The Neshama wants to be B'simcha. So the Mela, that's the Pshat. Then there's a beautiful word from a Sicha from the Frierdiker Rebbe. The Frierdiker Rebbe said at a Purim Fabrengen. The Rebbe said that the Mashke is a dova mos by Chassidim. It's a dova mos.
What does that mean?
Ich. Feh. It's not...
We don't need it.
Right. But why do we drink mashka? He said there's two reasons to drink mashka. When there's in a tannery, when they want to take the leather and they want to make it soft, so they take water and they put chemicals inside, and that's why it stinks. And they and from that they make the leather should be soft. The problem is that we have a mishka of the chivya. The skin around us has in it from the skin of the snake. So it's very also we get arrogant, and so we can't deal with ourselves. Nefesh HaLakis wants to shine in. Nefesh HaBahamis doesn't let. So it's to be merachich, a little bit to be merachich, the thick skin. Then there's a beautiful word from the Mendel Futterfass. The Mendel Futterfass said that the Chassidim used to read the Agoda like this. It says in the Agoda, Tzorech la'agbiya koiz v'loima b'hisha omda. So he said like this. Chassidim said like this. Which kois? Which kois? The kois of mashke, versteht sich. Tzorech la'agbiya sa kois.
Must be a Thomas.
Okay, but that's take
I can eventually.
or read the Agoda, not
Tatus Mashke.
yeah, Teda Mashke. So he said the pshat is that Hisha Omda, Lavisein of Alonu, the koyach from the Fabrengen, the Seilachayim, Vihi means this kois, Vihisha Omda. The first pshat is Vihisha Omda is going in the other piece in the Agoda. It's a Vihisha Omda, this kois, to machen a Fabrengen, to Seilachayim, Shahom de Lavisein of Alonu, Shaloyach Bavad Omda Lenachal. Kadosh Baruch Hu Matzleinu Yodam, because we had a Chassidus of Fabrengen. The Hillel Paritcher was one sick. This is in the Sefer Migdal Oz, and the Tzemach Tzedek called a minion of Jungelite They said Tehillim.
Sorry, but he also said, listen my shton over there. Mozgin את הכוס, וכאן הבן שואל. If somebody doesn't want to say לחיים, say מוזגין את הכוס,
And
מה איתו? Sorry.
Sehr gut. The Tzemach Tzedek, no, ich muss get that one. The Tzemach Tzedek said that they should say Tehillim for him. They said Tehillim, and then when they finished saying Tehillim, the Tzemach Tzedek took out a bottle of mashka, and he asked everyone to say L'chaim. And he said the name of Reb Hillel, his mother's name. And Tzemach Tzedek said that because it's a Mishteh Ayayin, so now they ask Melamayla, Mashe Losech V'yinosen Loch. So when you didn't take L'chaim together, from heaven they ask, Mashe Losech V'yinosen Loch. That's why. Exactly. At Chatzia Malchus.
The Rav said in
Shabbos. Yeah, told a beautiful story. Jimmy Garari, Zalman Garari. And the medal foot was another word. It said that what happened that Haman is trying to get rid of the Eden, and Esther gets an audience with the Melech. So what does she ask him? To come to Mishtayayim. Comes to Mishtayayim. What does she ask him again? Mishtayayim. What's that clip with us? Did she know how it's going to work out? She didn't know, but she knew that the Yeshua would come and Machnach Tzedek Fabrengen. If the first Fabrengen didn't work, we're going to make a second Fabrengen. Eventually, said, "Come in the Yeshua Kachave." I'll finish off with one more beautiful word, which is a word that I always heard from Isaiah. Isaiah always says, it says in Tehillim, "L'shoini ate soifer." What's the pshat? L'shoini ate
From which
soifer.
Tehillim is that?
I'm Zion and Tehillim.
And what is it about? What's the Tehillim about?
I don't know what the simple pshat. I heard it so many times from Isaiah. I only know what it's pshat. The shoini, my tongue, ate soifer, is like the pen of the soifer, of the scribe.
Okay.
So my Zayd used to say, just like the soifer, he has a quill. In order to write, he has to dip it into the ink, and then he can write. So the shoini, my tongue, is the same thing.
You need some l'chaim.
I need to make l'chaim. You
Make
can't.
it wet. Otherwise
Exactly. Otherwise, it's stam. It's a sermon. Otherwise, stam gedrei takop. It's a sermon. So in order for it to be a salzana tzedek fabrengen, you have just like the soifer, constantly has to dip in.
You can't say it and dry.
So same thing. The shoini ate soifer.
I feel like getting this language.
Huh?
I feel like getting this language.
You see, it's a good word. It's a good word. So we know that the Alter Rebbe said.
But the Verbrengens are really grand of wine. Dennis Langer, Lipschitz. I remember.
True. No, but
That's what I meant, Dennis Langer.
Ganella Slanger. Yeah. I remember.
The most disgusting one.
Ganella Slanger. What else was there besides Ganella Slanger?
Yeah, but you had three types. You had Satur, you had Pekudei, Malaza, and Tokay. And we keep out. Oh, so you like it, we think. Lipschitz wine. You think it's Lipschitz?
No, they don't know.
Couldn't drink this wine from the so bad. And the little paper, 3 ounce cups we used to have. Clean.
1 cup of
Never saw
wine.
that shit. Unless they ever gave out a bottle to shluchim.
Right.
What,
So 70 they didn't have mashka.
The vodka the Rebbe used to
Other than that.
Right, other than that.
Other
They didn't.
than the Rebbe,
They never-
came for
huh?
Reagan's, there's no such
Huh?
thing as an October for Reagan.
What was
There's also thing
Oh, Perek Mem Hey.
Nor-
Perek Mem Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Perek Mem Hey. Yeah.
There was a lot of tables of vodka by the Rebbe.
By the
But
Rebbe.
those are people brought.
Those
It's
people
true. So 70 didn't buy mashka.
When you came to
Ah,
a Shabbos,
The Gaboim never brought. The Gaboim never brought
the
mashka.
Gaboim gave out wine.
Only
The
wine.
table- Only
Only
wine.
770 people would only buy wine.
11.5%
When people want to
wine.
make l'chaim to the
It's
Rebbe,
only wine.
And now
The
what?
bashka
now?
was a people
Now
fucking
it's
brought.
all
Or police.
No, I'm saying, what do they give now?
I still make a dinner.
How you do
They
it?
bought it for Shabbos.
So what's
The
the
Rebbe
problem?
just
They gave
the
wine.
bottle,
What's
put some
what's
wine
Right.
inside.
Because here, volume
Thank you.
plays a big role, but I'm just pointing out, but the Rebbe's for Reagan's,
They gave out wine.
they only used wine.
They only. Oh, you're saying no vodka.
Shalom Aleichem.
Ah!